Say, here's something I can read. Pretty well, anyway. It's in Latin. Forever glory, the and. Power, the and. Kingdom, the is. Thou, thine. The is thine. Kingdom, the is thine.
Hey, wait a minute. Don't read anymore. I know what that is. That's the Lord's Prayer backwards. That's the Lord's Prayer backwards. That's the Lord's Prayer backwards.
Hello and welcome to Bronze Age Monsters. I'm your co-host, Matt Howell.
I'm Jacob Balcom.
And thanks for joining us this week, listeners. This is our third episode, and we are joined by an old friend of the show, back when we were Werewolf by Night podcast, Brad Elmore. Welcome back, Brad.
Pleasure to be here. Talking about a proper character now.
Yeah, Brad, you've been wanting to talk about Son of Satan for, I don't know, since your first appearance. You were our first guest. And I think one of the things you said to us before we even started recording is just like, you guys should do Son of Satan next.
Yeah, but don't feel special. I literally say that to the mailman, to everyone in my life, my mom.
Yeah.
I don't feel special. Don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry.
If you folks are just jumping on since the rebrand, Brad is kind of our fifth Beatle, as we refer to him. He's our Billy Preston. He's our George Martin. He's our, you're not Mal Evans. Who did you say?
He's Jeff Emmerich.
Jeff Emmerich.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's anybody that makes the Beatles work that's behind the scenes. So yeah, we love Brad. Brad's a filmmaker. He's a raconteur. He's an Oregonian like us. He's a Hollywood transplant. And we love talking to him. And he coined, I think, like you said, maybe in that first appearance, talking about his love of Son of Satan and some of the other Bronze Age weirdness was that it was just like psychedelic Saturday morning Satanism. And that kind of, I forgot what the terminology was, but it stuck.
Saturday morning cereal box Satanism.
There you go.
Right.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
I think between talking to you about that stuff and having Joe Keating on talking about Marvel, these B titles or C titles were the Grindhouse era of Marvel, was just like, those are the two things that just kind of came together to me and became like, this is what the show should be once we're done with the werewolf.
Yeah, it's when the hippies ran the place, man.
Exactly.
Damn right.
Right. So yeah, folks, if you don't know, Brad is a filmmaker, like I said, and he made a cool movie called Wolfman's Hammer that you can see on YouTube that I adore. And he made a film called Bit that was set in LA, a vampire film that we're very fond of. And apparently it's in development anyway for a possible series. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, John Cryer's company is producing, and I got to write a pilot, and we'll shop it around, and that'd be really fun to do. If we could get it made, you know, it's like anything, it's a long shot. But yeah, that's the status of it right now. It's interesting that it's Ducky of all people,
Right.
producing it. Like, life is bizarre, you know?
Yep. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It is. It'd be more bizarre if he hadn't done 2.5 Men and he just disappeared for 30 years and then popped back up. But
You know, my parents, because they're just regular folk, I feel bad for them for having me, but they really adore that show. And I didn't even let my mom, I mean, my dad's a plumber. All right, back off. Okay. They get home. They don't care. They don't talk about media. It's just something that made them chuckle, and they adore that show. I'm not a sitcom guy. And it was so awesome to be like, send my mom a picture and be like, yo, Mom, I kind of kept this from you, but the friggin' dude from that show is producing Bitch, and she was just blown away. Just
Aww.
blown away. And my parents have, you know, I've brought them to premieres and stuff like that, and they've seen some pretty cool Hollywood stuff, but they don't really care. But that one's one that hits their living room.
right.
Like, they understand. Like, if I'm like, MC Gainey's going to be in a movie, they're like, what? You know?
Yeah.
And it's like, the dude from 2.5 Men. They're like, oh shit, now he's cooking, you know? Like, anyway, yeah, that's
cute.
all. That's
Very
fit to
cute.
print right there. Working on a few other things as a feature person. Hopefully I can get a feature going sometime this year. And that would be pretty freaking great. Yeah. before the world falls off a fucking cliff, I'd like to get one little last victory lap around the shit house, you know?
Yep.
It's not unreasonable. I think that we deserve at least one more Brad Elmore feature before we implode.
And I full on plan on uploading Boogeyman Pop at some point just to the internet with double middle fingers going, fuck you to like everyone. But I can't do it yet. There's too much on the line. And there's still a possibility that we could get it out there.
There's got to be a small possibility. I mean, you shared it with us. We watched it and loved it. It is now, I don't know, would you consider it a lost film now at this point?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Because it's in a weird position where it's the amount of money it would take to what they feel Blumhouse would feel would get it together is more than what it costs. Because the movie only costs like $120,000 to make, you know, and they're just the deliverables problem that we had, which is it's a drag. It because I'm really proud of it. It's a really bizarre movie.
Yes, it is. I love it.
It's so great.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that happens. And like you said, if it doesn't happen, then when you get to that position, pull your dick out, double birds, and put it up on the internet.
Oh yeah, yeah. Just blaze of glory, you know.
Very cool. So we often talk about this era of comics, but anything contemporary that you're reading and loving?
No, I'm nothing really all contemporary. I've been going back through all of Grant Morrison's work, which I kind of do every few years. Just kind of do that, and just still on my Love and Rockets kick. You know,
That's a hell of a kick to be on.
Good kick to be on.
it's like the best comic ever. It just really is. Gilbert. You're either a Gilbert guy or a Jaime guy, and you can like both, and you can hate both, but you're gonna like one more than the other. And Gilbert. I get why people like Jaime because his style's cooler. It's cooler, you know. Gilbert's much more cartoony, but the Palomar stuff just rips me to pieces. It is so. I don't know how both those cats came out of the box so fully formed, and just as it goes, I'm just increasingly impressed. And there's so many decades of it. I'm so happy to have one thing that I'm about midway through getting through and being like, I'm glad I saved this for later in life, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You know what make that stuff better, though, is if they all were mutants.
Yeah.
That's my problem with it.
They all went
There
to a
is
school.
some weird, I mean, the issue 1, the ladies, there's fucking dinosaurs and rockets in the Jaime side. It's not like
That's true.
It's not like it's people playing cards or playing pinochle in a RV, you know?
Yeah.
It's not Adrian Tomine, you know?
Yeah.
Who I like. I love Optic Nerve.
I like Adrian Tomine.
Yeah. Optic Nerve rules. Anyway.
Okay. That's cool.
Cool.
Those are all fair things.
I dropped the new Ghost Rider title. I tried to stick with it, but I just fundamentally hate it from front to back, you know?
Who's writing that one?
Gosh, some schmuck. I don't know.
You heard it here first.
Yeah. I mean, it's just superhero comics. I just realized it's just like, they're just not for me anymore.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, they kind of haven't been since I was 15. I follow writers, like a writer. Writers got to get my attention,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, fair enough. I heard good stuff when that Ghost Rider, the current run started. Like the first few months, people were saying, oh, it's kind of horror focused again and blah, blah. But then I stopped hearing about it entirely. So I don't know if it just kind of had a strong.
First issue was pretty decent. I would say it's like, I wouldn't say it's like out the gate, like, holy shit. The last time Ghost Rider's been good for me, for my money, was Jason Aaron. I think he has a decent Ghost Rider run. I'm not as in love with it as other people are, but I think it's pretty solid. I'm such a weirdo about Ghost Rider, so, you know.
No, I think Aaron's run was great. And yeah, you are very picky about your Ghost Rider, as has been established on the show many times. So, no, I agree. I think Aaron's run was really solid.
Yeah.
I think Ghost Rider's like wah pedal. Like, you use it right, it's fucking amazing. But in the wrong hands, it's a train wreck.
I'm okay with this metaphor.
Yeah, me too.
All right. So are you ready to dive into Son of Satan in his first solo book hosting Marvel Spotlight?
I was born ready.
Right.
Hell yeah.
All right. So folks, we are talking about Marvel Spotlight on The Son of Satan, number 12. And this has a cover date of October 1973. we have an art change here. So we are looking at a cover by the artist Herb Trimpe. And there's a note in GCD that says it's either Ramita or Esposito who did alterations on that girl's face that Daimon Hellstrom is holding on to. And yeah, it's an interesting cover. It says ominous origin issue, but it's not really an origin issue, but that's neither here nor there. It's a bit busy for my taste. I'm going to try and describe it, but just imagine a whole bunch of stuff happening. But a flaming chariot is galloping away from us, and there are 3 demonic horses that are also in flames. Daimon Hellstrom is holding his trident and a blonde woman by the waist, saying, "You rose against me, all of you, but now you'll pay." And he's storming through the streets. The heat from this chariot of horses is melting cars, melting a cop's rifle. A guy in the foreground who looks kind of like grown-up Bobby Brady is saying, "Stop him! He ain't human!" And it says, "From hell he came." My just note would be very busy, a very busy cover.
It's really busy, even though I thought the guy you say grown up Bobby Brady, he looked like something out of a weird EC comic. Like
yeah.
I don't know, even though the lines, very fat lines on that. But what's your guess for the alterations? I say Esposito.
I'm going to go Ramita.
For the gal's face? Because it's just her face, I think, is the only thing that at least Nick Caputo had, kind of said was either Ramita or Mike Esposito. To me, it's just Ramita is just like, especially if you see like the next issue and it's somebody was fucking with it. I just feel like everything passes by Ramita, and Ramita's like, God damn it. You're right. I mean, historically, he does 98% of the cover alterations are Ramita. That's why we named a drink after it.
Yeah, I'm holding one.
Oh, I gotta get back. I gotta get some more Chinar and start making Ramita alterations again.
So I had a question.
Okay.
But I forgot what it was. So you can press on.
To a great start, Matt.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Oh, I forgot. I remember now. Who is Esposito lifelong buddies with? And is it Andrew?
Yeah, it's Ross Andrew.
Okay. I always forget the pairing there.
Yeah, I forgot last time, so thank God I remembered, because I couldn't take forgetting that again. That would have been it for me.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jacob. Trimpe drew and inked this, right?
Yes.
It's just very chunky lines, which I hadn't read Trimpe stuff in a long time. Like it's usually Hulk when I read it.
Yeah.
And I feel like when he's good, I enjoy him. And when he's not to my taste, I notice it more than I do other artists that I'm not wild about. Is that fair?
That is exactly fair.
He's one of those steady hands in my book. And his Hulk is unimpeachable, though.
Yeah. I love a lot of his Hulk work.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's interesting is he's one of those guys who every 10 years would just bust out like, hey, I can draw exactly like the modern day if I want to.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of famous for that, like you even look like as it pushes into even the 90s. Like if he's like, oh, you want me to draw like Rob Liefeld? Boom. And he just can bust it out,
That's great.
It's not that I can't. I don't want to.
I don't want to, though. Well, let's move on to the opening page. So since this is the big reveal and the true first appearance of Son of Satan, I'm going to let Roy Thomas tell us in his own words from the alter ego issue I've been quoting a lot these last couple episodes. Just to kind of, so this is from, this alter ego is from May of 2021. So this is Roy's latest memories on everything. Could be clear, could be not. Who knows with Roy? But he basically is saying kind of what we knew, that Gary and Herb Trimpe were the original creative team on Son of Satan, but the concept preceded their involvement. He said that because Tomb of Dracula was selling well, Stan told me he wanted to start a comic called The Mark of Satan, with Satan as the villain star. And then Roy tries to convince him, saying, I don't know if that's a good idea. I said a lot of religious people might not appreciate the devil as a lead character. And Stan's like, okay, well, what would you do instead? So he says, I thought about it and soon came back with, what if we made it the son of Satan? I said he should be the offspring of Satan and a mortal woman, sort of like Rosemary's Baby grows up, except he'd be the good guy. So Stan loved it. He said, go do it. Roy says, somewhere early on, I named the character Daimon Hellstrom. He says, I don't recall having a strong idea as to how he should look, except I wanted him to have a trident. Apparently, John Romita designed the costume, so Marvel counts him as a co-creator. He says, of course, Herb should also be counted as a co-creator, not only of Son of Satan, but of Wolverine. He's absolutely right on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so he says that Roy's like, I was editor-in-chief, so I assigned Gary and Herb to handle the series. So the funny thing is that Roy goes on to say that after the first issue came out, it almost sounds like he woke up in the middle of the night and was just like, oh, fuck. My old friend, my old friend who used to edit my fanzine when Alter Ego was just a fanzine, you know, and his old friend, Billy Joe White, he's a titan of comics fandom, behind the scenes kind of guy. And that Bill Joe White had actually created a character called Son of Satan. And this was in a fanzine called Comics Illustrated from 1962. The two main similarities, I sent you guys both the photo, really is just like the high collar and a trident. But, you know, Satan. And it's that it is Son of Satan. And the name. So there's a lot there. Roy said that he did call Bill Joe and apologize. He said, I must have gotten that name. I must have had that name in the back of my head because I know you sent that to me a long time ago. So I'm so sorry. And he says that Bill Joe was like, don't worry about it. It was just like a 2-page story. I never did anything with it. It's not a big deal. So he said he apologized, but he never mentioned any kind of payout or anything like that, which some people kind of suspect, but I don't know. I don't know if Roy would admit that now anyways, if there was some sort of payout. So yeah, I mean, I feel like that sounds like a reliable Roy story to me. He's not trying to take all the credit. He's laying out the steps that it happened. And that's kind of the accepted story with a few little flourishes here and there.
He's protecting Shrimpy as well, which I appreciate.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. I love how he just got that in. Like, he should be a co-creator on Wolverine too, right? Like, okay. Like he didn't have to put that in there.
So before we launch into the issue proper, though, do you mind if I just give a few overall thoughts of just the character? Yeah.
Yes.
So what's interesting here is that when he first shows up in Ghost Rider, he's more like a continental, almost suave, vaguely European exorcist-like figure. Yep. Right? Like he's almost in the Doctor Strange model. Mm-hmm. What's hilarious is they just chuck that out the fucking window, and he's just full-on superhero in pants and trident the moment we launch into this. Like, and he spends this issue in this iteration as the very much a like high-collared superhero, and it strikes me a lot like Kirby's Demon, actually.
Yeah, definitely.
Where there's this two halves to a man demonic thing, right? And I think this title and this character struggles until Gerber takes over and unites the characters and kind of reconciles the turtlenecked academic with the luchador wrestler like superhero thing. And it's interesting because these two issues are the first two issues are so he's so teased. And then he comes roaring into these two issues. Marvel Spotlight, he's taken over. But to me, these first few issues are so transitory. Like they're very much like, what are we doing with this? We're like, what the heck is this? You know?
Yeah.
And so before we launched into the issue proper, I think this is a fascinating one because both Friedrich and Trimpe lay out something that I think that is very different than what we just saw for the last two issues, and very different from what it'll become really quickly. You know,
totally agree. What we saw of him in those first two issues of Ghost Rider, he was some kind of debonair, like you said, learned whatever spiritualist guy, and now it's like he just snorted 5 reels of coke and did a smoke salts and just was like, wow,
which is fun. This is a fun reveal.
Super fun.
And that's what's interesting. That's why I bring it up, is that now those two parts have to be reconciled, and these issues kind of don't know how to bring them back and forth in that way. And that's sort of what's weird about these two issues. It's almost like if you were to be like, hey, you should get somebody into Son of Satan. It's like, if this type of superhero thing ain't your thing, trust me, it gets a little different. It's almost like the Gerber run is so different, but even Gerber stumbles because he's picking up disparate pieces and trying to unify them.
Yeah.
You know,
when does Gerber come on?
Almost immediately. I think there's 2 issues.
Yeah, there's just 2 issues with this team, and then Gerber and Mooney take over for a while.
Cool.
Yeah. Then Colin comes in.
Yeah, I was going to say,
just bats 1,000. Just like drops his dick on the table like, I am Gene Colan. It is so good. I love this comic.
I was prepping some of those issues for a friend that's coming up in like for issue 19 or 18 or something. And I was like, oh my God, Gene Colan's doing art. And then I was just looking at it, it's like, it looks elemental. Like it looks like it was created by wild forces, his pencils and that stuff. It's crazy.
It's like you're watching the movie.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
It's
like,
so good.
It's bananas. Yeah.
Back to Trimpe. Can I mention one thing, Jacob?
Yeah.
We did get past the cover, and we have a standing rule on this show, which we've kind of been waffling on. But when the cover portrays a scene that doesn't happen in the story, we typically drink, and I don't remember this happening at all.
No, I don't either. So let's drink.
Smoke them if you got 'em.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, well, I'm going to jump into the creator credits here. So we get a very stylized title of our story, which is The Son of Satan. It says by Gary Friedrich and Herb Trimpe. At the bottom credits, we get produced by Stan Lee, inked by Frank Chiaramonte, lettered by John Costanza, colored by Severin, that's Marie Severin, and edited by Roy Thomas. So Gary Friedrich, we're only going to get him for one more issue. So, I'm going through this issue of Alter Ego that just goes through his entire career. There's really interesting stuff. One funny thing that I thought I would mention. So there's this interesting story from this time. I think it was Sergeant Fury 72. It was like from November of 69. His Sergeant Fury stuff is pretty cool. Like some of it is on Marvel Unlimited. So if you have Marvel Unlimited, I don't know how often this stuff has been collected. It might kind of be hard to find, but the stuff that is on Marvel Unlimited is really good. Like he's a really great storyteller, and he does war stories very well. He does them very differently. Yeah, this was no exception, because originally it was Gary, Dick Ayers, and John Severin, and they did this story that was basically Casablanca. But it was a story that took place in between like 2 time periods that weren't like covered in the movie, but it still had all the same characters. They looked like Humphrey Bogart. Humphrey Bogart's character was named Rick. And it was just this whole thing. And so they turned it in, and Stan flipped his fucking wig, and he's just like, no, we can't do this. Like, I don't know, because they were doing crazy and stuff like that. So they were doing satire, kind of like Mad had, but for some reason, this one, Stan was just like, no way, you can't do this. You have to redraw the faces. And so, yeah, they had to go back and actually redid all of the art, or at least, they had to redraw all of the faces. And yeah, I guess, I don't know. I guess it wasn't necessarily satire. It was more just kind of like a continuation or like an actual story. So maybe there's legal grounds that they could have gotten in trouble with, but you can see a couple photo stats of the pencils in this issue of Alter Ego, and it's pretty interesting.
Can you see the ones before they alter the faces?
Yeah. There's 2 of them. There's like a couple panels where you can see, and you're like, oh, that's Humphrey Bogart. His name is Rick. And
what did it run in when they altered it? And did they use it?
Yeah, they used it. They just altered it, and I think changed some of the names too. They altered the faces. It was published in Sergeant Fury 72. Oh,
I'm sorry. I didn't realize. I thought you were talking about something else. Okay.
Yeah. So, but at this point in Marvel history, we're in 1973, right? Yeah, we're still in 73. And Gary is basically only writing monster books at this point. He was on a lot of major titles. He's not anymore. He's basically just doing this and Frankenstein and a few other things these are the lower tier titles. I think he was not as reliable at this period. And actually, he's going to leave Marvel in just a few months. So I'll talk more about his exit next episode.
Where does he go? Warren, DC, what? Skywalker?
He goes to Atlas. He goes to Atlas Seaboard.
Oh, nice.
I know. Does some
I forgot
Iron
about
Jaw. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's pretty cool.
I just read Iron Jaw. Why did I not remember that? Like
I don't know.
2 weeks ago.
So yeah, like we already kind of talked about Herb Trimpe. So he hasn't been around as long as a lot of these guys have. His first credit was Boris Karloff's Thriller #2, and that was in January of '63. But he did like inks on the backgrounds. It seems like kind of like his first little test run. He doesn't really do a full comic until his first Marvel credit, which is Kid Cold Outlaw 134. I think it's from May of '67.
There were backgrounds in Boris Karloff's Thriller, because I have the first couple volumes and I don't think there are any backgrounds.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was like, I really wish I had the collected so I could look at that. But yeah, that's what GCD says. It's number 2. So yeah, check it out. I'm sure there's like 2 or 3 lines if he gets a credit for that.
I was gonna say.
So, but yeah, like you say, I mean, Herb Trimpe, the guy basically defined the design of the Hulk for decades and decades. When he's great, he's great. When he's not good, he's pretty terrible. But most of the time, he's serviceable. He's a workhorse. He is the house style between him and Ramita. So, we get him, I think, for one more issue. So yeah, I mean, I'm going to find positive things to say about him next episode, because he gets dunked on a lot, and I don't think it's really fair.
No.
All those guys were trying to keep up. A lot of those guys were trying to keep up also some of the Kirby isms.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Sometimes by mandate,
I feel like this stuff here, he was trying to ape Kirby quite a bit in some of the faces and stuff.
And for sure, there's even Kirby Crackle in it.
Yeah,
there's full on Kirby Crackle in it, and that was from what I understand, that was pretty mandated in the office, and he was like those guys like the Don Hex who doing the job,
doing the job, the jobbers.
Yeah.
But I think one thing that maybe elevated Herb's art on this is having an inker like Frank Chiaramonte, who worked with Plug, who worked with tons of different people and always elevated the art.
I love him.
We saw him so many times on so many great issues of Werewolf by Night. A couple of Creatures on the Loose, indeed. So yeah, I mean, I got nothing but respect for that guy. So yeah, very excited that he's on this issue, and kind of cool that we get a Marie Severin coloring credit, because she was mainly doing pencils at this point. And I think George Rousseau is taking over as head of coloring, maybe even this year.
Okay.
So yeah, kind of cool. But yeah, okay, let's jump into the actual page. So the opening.
Hold on. Have you guys seen the Herb Trimpe documentary?
No.
We Love You, Herb Trimpe.
No.
A bunch of college kids made it and just stormed the Marvel bullpen. You can find it on YouTube. It's fascinating. It captures the Marvel bullpen circa. I mean, Marie Severin's in the damn thing.
So it's around this era, early 70s?
It's around this era. It's early. I think it's late 60s, early 70s.
Fuck. Can you see it on YouTube and stuff? Yeah,
you could just find it. They used to be able to just find it on YouTube, but it's worth checking out. And it's just a bunch of dopey college kids just kind of like storming the bullpen when you kind of still could.
Yeah, right.
And then talking to these folk, and it's worth it just to see like, oh, this is what it looked like. Oh, there's Marie Severin. Oh, there's everything going on. It's really interesting.
I love that shit.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'll definitely have to check that out. I think I remember just, because Marie would draw everybody in the bullpen for birthday cards or Christmas cards. And I think she drew this little illustration of Herb Trimpe, who I guess was really tall. Like he was a really tall guy, I think. And it's him at the drawing board, and there's all these ladies around him just like kind of swooning. So, I think he had game.
So you said he got to start in the Boris Karloff like 63 around then?
Yeah. He was young.
Okay, he was okay. I always felt like he was an older guy. I felt like he was a guy that was in the commercial industry and then kind of drifted over to comics or something. But no, he was younger. Okay.
No, he was younger. Yeah. So according to Marie Severin, he was a bit of a dreamboat.
Okay.
But he was younger, but he's not of this generation. He's not of the Gerber, Starlin.
No, I didn't think so.
He's like in between.
He's like 10 years older. Yeah. He's between. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Cool. So this page opens up. We get 4 kind of horizontal panels up top that show what we saw last issue, but just kind of more in detail. The opening narration reads, the silence of night in a tiny Indian reservation shack in the southwest is shattered by the pounding, powerful fists manacled together by a chain of onks on a rotting wooden door. And yeah, just kind of what we saw last time. He's screaming to let him out. Even though, remember, no matter how hard you pleaded, I said no, but yeah, you need to let me out. And so Snake-Dance opens the door, and then it's Sam who says, Lord, he's changing. You hear Daimon say, naturally, without these accursed shackles, Daimon Hellstrom becomes the son of Satan. And that's the title we talked about, which is nicely tied into the text. And then
hold on, we gotta talk about his name.
Yeah.
Daimon Hellstrom. Wonderful name.
Oh, it's fun.
Wonderful name.
And
Still
it's
evocative.
a miracle it's not alliterative.
I know.
A miracle.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the omen before the omen when you think of names. You know what I mean?
Totally.
And just the restraint. He has such a great comic booky name with just enough deviation, so it's not Hellstorm.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's not Damien. It's almost there, right? It's really fun. It's really pulpy and fun without being so lazy. He's not Dean Devilman or whatever. Devilman.
Devilman.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, no, that would have been Stan's
Daniel
name. But
Devilman.
thank God Roy was the one that named him. And Roy did a damn good job in doing that.
Heck, Hellstrom.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Heck, Hellstorm. Yeah. So, guys, I got to ask you, so did the art look a little weird on this opening page as compared to the rest of it?
Yes. Actually, this whole opening sequence, but in this first page particularly.
I just think the actual Son of Satan drawing, the reveal, this is our big reveal. I mean, I guess we saw on the cover, but this is, as far as in a story, this is his reveal, which I thought was a little weak.
Yeah. I had forgotten that he early on, like what Brad was saying, there's this dichotomy between his two selves, and he actually has arched eyebrows and fangs. He's more like a manga character with with an Oni possession or something like that. He's strange in this first iteration.
Yeah,
and his he's kind of goofy as shit, which I love. I mean, I love this whole issue, but yeah. He just bursts out of the shack. He's like, do you doubt me? Can you not see it? In my fiery pupils? In the birthmark on my chest? Fools, for years I have lain dormant every night, powerless. Now nothing can stop me. Nothing. And then,
it's a real clumsy pose.
It is.
He's straining. He's straining like a meth head. He's just tweaking out of his mind. He's
grinding his teeth. Yeah, it's weird.
Because it's not the sort of, he has composure when he's hinted at before, and they do bring that back, but in this initial thing he's just Trimpy kind of gets that reins on him a little bit more in the next few pages, but right here he just is a sketched out meth lizard. It's crazy.
He wants scratch tickets right now.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah. Yeah, no, this whole page, but yeah, you're totally right, Brad. Even on the next page, it's suddenly it locks in and it becomes
it's oh my God, is this taking place in a Klamath Falls gas station at midnight?
Hey.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot you moved there. Oh shit.
Yeah. No, you've told us this story. I love it. Yeah, tell us.
Oh, no, I mean, that is the story, but they just come out of the darkness in parts of Oregon, and that's one of the parts of Oregon,
Yeah, definitely. It's this or, Prineville or something, this is just, this shit just kind of, people just jump out at you like this. It's what happens.
Yeah. North side bend, south side bend,
I did like the second panel. That's kind of a nice EC shot, kind of looking up at this guy bursting through the shack door. And the way the moonlight plays on him and stuff, I thought that was nice.
That's Chiaramonte right there. I mean, look at it. That could be from Werewolf by Night.
Yeah.
That's hastily penciled by Trimpy. That's full on Chiaramonte.
So my kind of note here through this whole sequence with Sam and Snake-Dance is that they're drawn in such a way that it almost looks like it's like Kirby drawing a man wearing a witch mask. And it doesn't matter which one's Snake-Dance and which one's Sam. They just look interchangeably bizarre, like some kind of weird Crumb nightmare. Dan Clowes like picturing people on LSD. Like they look fucking weird.
Oh yeah, and they look way weirder on other pages.
Yeah.
They look halfway normal on this, but yeah, other pages, I don't know what the fuck is going on with them. But let's
there's a
move on.
Snake-Dance page where he looks like a napkin drawing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's not just me.
No.
So on the next page, he continues going, but we got a nice first close up of him. And I mean, you've seen arched eyebrows, but I mean, this is like, they go almost up to his hairline. And we see that his irises are red and he has kind of subdued fangs. So like I said, he's physically transformed, which sounds like it kind of gets integrated later on when Gerber comes on or whatever. But he explains to these guys that, yeah, I'm dominated by two characters in the daylight. I'm this puny religious weakling, Daimon Hellstrom, sworn enemy of my father. But by night, my true and rightful heritage takes control. I become my father's son. And so he's explaining, like, you know, Damon's kept me at bay for far too long, which made me kind of curious. Like, how long has he successfully kept the night self chained up like a monster? But
it is just... it's the same problem whenever they do these characters with nebulous power sets who have to run by strict rules. It's like that works in a movie or a novel, but when you got a monthly title, it's like there's a reason why the Hulk had to change from going nighttime, right?
Yeah.
It's unsustainable.
Yeah.
And Ghost Rider struggles under that through his whole title and how and why and when and what is it that's going to turn him into the Ghost Rider and how much of the Ghost Rider is he the Ghost Rider? Same thing I'd say with Werewolf by Night.
Yeah. Is evil around?
Like,
is it night? Is it
night? Is it the full moon? Is he Jack Russell? Is he kind of Jack Russell? Is he a dog? Like, but once again, Gerber's like, fuck all that as soon as he can. And just he finds the best version of that. That isn't like a Hulk version where it's got a very clear trigger.
Yeah.
You know, that isn't so... that doesn't break up your narrative momentum by having night and day cycles, which is like impossible to write a story where you've got somebody who becomes somebody else at night that sustains month by month. To put him in conflict and have conflict come, it's just like it gets hard.
It's too laborious.
It's hard to tell like a clear story. So a lot of characters are conceived on these premises of like a Jekyll and Hyde type premise. Not realizing that that's a book and this needs to keep going. And very few actually found a way to actually deal with that in a way where they could sustain.
Yeah.
You know,
a short
Ghost
book
Rider
at that.
never figures it out. It's one of the bad things about the title, you know?
Yeah. And yet it's something that we all, I think, enjoy about it. It's like, you know.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. This second panel here, there's some weird blocking from Trimpe. So they all kind of realize, like, you know, that he's speaking the truth. This is what's going on. And Sam says, well, if he can save Linda, then I'm going to nail him. And he just charges him. And there's this like crazy blocking. And that's when Daimon says, you know, I got this elemental trident and I will persuade you to change your minds. And he zaps the ground and it kicks up all this lightning and fire and they all fall down. And he's kind of saying, consider yourselves fortunate. Had I not been in need of information from you, I would have, destroyed this entire village without even looking. So we already get a glance into his other persona that we're having right now. And he's very much, in my opinion, in this issue, like a Dracula, like very haughty, arrogant, calls everyone fools. Like for some reason that amuses me. And I'm glad to know it doesn't stay around forever. But it's fun right now having him just go, fool.
No, that is never a bad quality in a comic book character.
I agree.
It's like Dr. Doom.
Dr. Doom.
What's his name? Namor.
Yep.
You know, like the haughty, just I mean, I wish he referred to himself in third person more. That'd be even better. Yeah, I love that.
And this was what made Stan Lee want more titles where it was a villain hero, is how well Tuma Dracula was doing. And so Stan's just like, holy fuck, this works. Like, this is what we need. We need a haughty, villain protagonist.
Yeah, Fantastic Four would always sell fast if you got Dr. Doom in there,
Yep. Every time.
Yeah. I mean, I like it. And it's going back real quick to the thing about the way characters transform and nebulous power sets. One of the fun things is watching or reading an issue of Ghost Rider or Werewolf by Night or anything, and just watching a writer write himself into a corner and then just like, I guess it's not the moon now because this, like it's great. Like, it's just so funny. Like, you just can feel the sweat on their brow going, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
but over the years and decades, people saw that and embraced it and kind of had fun with it, right? I mean, like you'll do things where it's just like there was a season, a year where Spider-Man had this virus and this thing happen, and it's just kind of like, oh, that's cool, because it's going to go, right? It's just a fun wrench in the works to kind of paint somebody in a corner and force them to use only certain colors in their paint set or whatever. Like, I think that's cool.
It's the opposite of forcing limitations. It's going, oh, I have limitations and I don't have the time to think out of them, so fuck it. Like,
I'll write my way out of it.
Yeah, it's
dig
not
up, stupid.
But it's not conceiving of anything that's in the story. It's like, oh shit, I don't know how to get him out of this. I guess I'll just give him a new definition on his powers.
Yeah. Like, I don't mind it, like in the first handful of Hulk things where it's like stuff's going on. It's like, okay, he just got exposed to deadly amounts of gamma radiation. Like, maybe it's working its way through his system. Maybe, like where his head stayed banner and his body changed the Hulk. Like, I love that shit.
Yeah, it's
so
great.
Fucking weird.
I mean, he
starts
out changing at night. He starts out changing at night. And then eventually Hulk's one of the ones that settles on a good premise for a while,
Yeah, for a good long while.
But man, those first 6 issues are so fucking weird. And
they are truly strange. I
go back to them a lot.
So do I.
Same. I have it sitting right here. I have the Marvel Masterworks right in front of me. Yeah,
I have the pocketbook.
Yeah, the Hulk mask, the Bruce Banner mask. Like, it's just it's so fucking weird. And then suddenly he can just fly. Like, he can just fly for 2 issues.
Yeah. Because Jack Kirby didn't deal in typical superhero stuff. He doesn't write a lot of vigilante characters. Mm-hmm. Everything was truly strange and kind of a little golden age, kind of a little silver age.
He never got out of those ages.
Yeah. And he just refined it. He just kept refining until his masterpieces in the 70s,
Yeah. All right. So next page, we see that Daimon is demanding to know where Linda is, as he knows that she's been possessed by his father. And so he says,
this page rips.
Oh, it's so good, right? The art suddenly is just so fucking badass. This is one of my favorite pages. Yeah, it's so good. Like, even in that top panel where he's like, holding the trident against Snake-Dance's throat, and he's got Sam called by the collar, and then he in that third panel he's kind of above them, and he's saying, "Speak, or I shall unleash all the power of the molten Earth's core upon you." And, but I got to give it to Sam, kind of badass. He's like, do your thing. I'm not talking. I was like, it's kind of a badass.
That's a great panel.
Oh, so cool, right? Holy shit.
His physique there and the way he's positioned, his physical attitude.
Yeah. The first panel on the next page is my favorite panel in the issue, though, because it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep going. Sorry.
But after he yells at him, he just he destroys their meager little shack, kind of like an asshole. I was like, dude, that's just it's barely a domicile, and you just destroy it. And then, but I love it. Like, Sam is not given an inch. He's like, go on and kill us. Like, get it over with. Like, I'm kind of loving this guy on this page.
Sam Silvercloud kind of kicks ass.
Oh, he totally kicks ass. Well, he's kind of been a kick-ass character since Ghost Rider. Like, I like this guy. Like, he gives no fucks. And what I love, oh my God, that bottom panel.
Holy shit.
Yes. Jesus, the way that Marie colored it is just unbelievable. It's just this close-up in shadow, in red shadow almost, of Damon's face. And he says, "No, I am Satan's son, and I will not be denied that which I desire." Just that panel alone.
That should be a shirt.
It rules.
God, fuck, it's awesome.
The first panel on the next page should be a shirt, a wallet, my phone case.
Oh, yeah, I know. I saw that same thing. Yeah. So on the next page, we get some Kirby crackle, like we were talking about earlier. And we just see a hand holding up the trident saying, "Cease," as this
rules
starburst of light comes out of it. And Kirby crackle. It's like renting the air into, its elemental pieces or something like that. It's awesome. Yeah. And,
it's right for Liechtenstein,
Yeah, totally. You're right. It should be a phone case. You're right. Mm-hmm. And everything and a back tattoo.
Hell yeah.
Tramp
Now we're
stamp.
talking.
He explains to them, I've spared you, but this is my last act of generosity. I love the second panel where you're just looking like at one quarter profile of his face or whatever, and he's beholding them as they're kind of picking themselves up. The layout's kind of weird because it looks like Sam is mounting Snake-Dance like he's a dog, like just humping him. But maybe it's just me. And he says, "Well, then stop mouthing off and do us in." So Sam doesn't give a shit.
No.
He says, "I think the old man's already had it." And we get this. Daimon picks him up by the shirt collar, just holds him up, and they're both in silhouette, essentially, with the moon in the background. He's like, "Never have I encountered such stubbornness, nor such total disregard for one's life. But I warn you, my patience wears thin. I must have information, and you must give it to me." And we get him staring up with his red, blazing eyes, and he says, "I understand you fear I will harm the girl. I will not do that. I just want to get to her because my father is possessing her, and that's what I want. So where is she?" And the bottom of the page is just a recap of the last issue where he's explaining that Linda was possessed, and then he was reading the paper. He went to call Daimon, and when he came back, she was gone.
I love that he's like, no, you don't understand. And then just lays on the fucking, like they're going to go, oh, that's a horse of a different color. So,
Yeah. Oh, right.
No, I'm not going to hurt her.
Yeah. Listen, my dad's Satan. Like, yeah.
So the next page is also, I don't know, the art just kind of keeps getting better. Like the art is really solid for almost the rest of the issue, really. Daimon throws Sam to the ground. And he's saying, I have only until daylight to find her, and through her, my father, I'd best be starting. And then, the narration reads, with a wave of the elemental trident and an almost inaudibly muttered chant, dark storm clouds appear on a horizon, which only moments before stood sparkling with stars. So this whole section of him, calling what we're going to see on the next page is just great. I mean, I actually think that's one of the better panels of Snake-Dance and Sam, that bottom middle one, which I really, really like. And just everything about that. Well, goddamn, that one that's just yellow and red.
Yeah.
And, with him just kind of, cursing to the sky. And I don't know. Yeah, the action is really ramping up on this page. And I like every panel on this page.
I love that last panel. So the bottom row is 3 vertical rectangles, and that last one is bisected diagonally as he's looking up as what he's calling is coming. And then you cut super close into his eyes and you see reflected in his pupils lightning striking from the heavens.
It's a storm in his fucking pupil.
So cool.
It's pretty cool.
So the next page is it's a blacklight poster. I think someone suggested we should drink every time we say something is a blacklight poster.
Oh, sweet. Let's do it.
Son of Satan's one of those comics like Jim Starlin's Warlock. Every fucking panel's a blacklight poster.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, it's just, like, yeah.
So we get to see what he called down, and the narration says, "Then a blinding bolt of lightning, which illuminates the midnight sky like a blazing sun at high noon, an ear-splitting clap of thunder, which shakes the earth to its very core, and in its wake, charging out of the blackness like the fire-spawned wraith it is, the demon-drawn chariot of Satan appears." And we get to see this descending on flame, and it's that same chariot from the cover. And the horses are fucking horrifying, though. There's 3 of them. We see 2 of them in full figure, a black one and a white one. They don't have hooves. They're like 2-toed sloths, and they have like just weird pointy parts and wrong parts and hoodie eyelids, and they just look fucking freaky, and fangs, and they're shooting flames out of their nostrils. And he says, "To me, faithful steeds, I have need to travel where only you can take me." Pretty bad.
And if you look really close, like Sam, there's a little word bubble that just kind of coming out, and he's just saying, "Whoa, that's dope as fuck." Look how sick this is.
It got whited out, but I can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see the edges there.
Horses are notoriously hard to draw, from what I hear from many artists complaining. And I think that their demonic look here is both cool and also kind of a hack to keep it from an uncanny valley,
Yeah.
Like they're notoriously hard to draw from I mean, every artist that I've read interviews with, they all dread drawing fucking horses, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he did do a nice workaround because they have like segmented underbellies like lizards and tails like dragons. So they're definitely not horses, but they're steeds of the infernal realm.
This
You can use that title, by the way, for anything you want.
Steeds of
the Infernal Realm. Yeah. So I'm going to name my first child that.
Oh, so on the next page, Daimon rides off on his chariot. And he's saying, "Now, fools, I take my leave, but remember well what you have seen this night, and live in mortal fear of my return should I find you have deceived me. Now, my steeds, away!" So that was, oh, man, some of his speeches are just so... It's perfectly over the top. I mean,
Yeah.
I know this is goofy. I know it's going to congeal and be more, a little more serious, but...
No,
but God,
it never gets more serious. It actually gets weirder. But
I like that, but I
much
don't know.
more streamlined version of it.
Yeah, I don't know, but I do love the bath salts version of Son of Satan in this. It's
Sawdust Theater bath salts version.
It is so awesome. But then I like that Sam asks Snake-Dance if he put something in his food to make him hallucinate, which makes sense because look at fucking Snake-Dance's face.
He looks like a hallucination.
He looks like a monster hallucination. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, how did Ramita let that go through?
I don't know. That's
just bizarre.
Honest, I don't say this that much. I could actually do as well as that.
Yeah, not me, but you could.
I'm a doodler.
Yeah, you're a doodler, which is way more than me. But yeah, that's just that doesn't make any sense.
And that looks like some Jack Kirby, like I was saying, like a napkin of like the forever people, whatever they're called.
Yeah.
Like just a napkin drawing of, I don't know. And then this guy looks like this. I don't know. He's drinking bourbon with somebody.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. So I also did like when Daimon says, how sweet is the sensation hurtling through the air, the torrid hell winds in my face. And yeah, he says, it's been far too long since I've known such exaltation. Never again can I allow myself to hunger for this feeling. It must be mine forever. And yeah, he's just, the horses are taken off and there's fire coming in. And then in the final panel, Snake-Dance is kind of back to his own self. And he says, you see it because it is there. I can feel the evil around us. And I feel we have unleashed something more terrible than the world has ever known.
As played by Alice Cooper in that last panel.
Oh man,
hell yeah.
It's so funny.
So yeah, I love that. That page was rad. We get some. We cut back to Rocky Simpson, who was abandoned at the end of Ghost Rider 2, with was it Big Daddy Dawson?
Yeah, but they don't quite know his name.
What do they call him?
Right? In this one, it was weird.
In panel 2,
yeah,
the word balloons are sent to the wrong people.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this guy says, and I don't dig it, animal. But yeah, so Dawson has animals' words, and yeah, animal has Dawson's words. So it doesn't make any sense. But basically, Dawson's saying, she's my woman. Blaze disappeared. I got her. You just back off. Keep your paws off my private property. And he scoops off his, gets off his bike, scoops her up, and he's like saying, she says, hey, Johnny's going to kill you if you touch me. And he's like, he went off with some other chick. And then there's this huge, awesome, again, like Liechtenstein type of panel. It just says, Zack, as this flame strikes down from the heavens and splits the two of them apart with this red flaming background. And it says, touch the girl and I swear you will die. I like it, man.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for these 70s comics that that take place in the desert. Like, I just love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that 70s road movie feel that they all kind of have, with big wide open spaces and bases and stars and moons, and I love it. Yeah, it's pretty bitchy.
If I had any kind of poll, you would have endless amounts of money to make these stories.
Oh, thank you. You should get on that.
Yeah.
I like this page. I like the next page a lot, and I'm just a sucker for this era of comics. They're just so hippie. They're so counterculture. but they're like but they've got this other thing to them because they still have to be for kids. It's so strange, you know.
A strange melange.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even though they've dropped the swastikas this issue, which is nice. I'm glad about that.
No, they need to have them. They're fucking bad guys.
I'm sure they're advertised
bikers.
in this comic, Brad. If you get the, I'm sure they're in the ads.
That's hilarious. But I was listening to the one you guys talking about the swastikas. I'm like, I was happy to see them because it's just these are the bad guys.
Because they're the bad guys,
and they're bikers, and that's they have their iron crosses and their swastikas, and they think they're bad.
It's like when you have legal documents and they have those arrow stickers that show you where you're supposed to sign and date.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Who are the bad guys? Oh, the swastika. Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
No, I just think it's like it kind of neuters them. Like they're scarier with that, and it's like they're bikers is a big thing in culture right at this time, as
yes.
Because Hunter's book comes out 5 years before, 6 years before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Was that 65 when his book comes out? 66?
65 or 6, yeah.
Yeah. And it's all over the movies and all over stuff like that. All the all the Corman biker pics and stuff like that.
Movies, yeah.
A lot of them rip, but
fuck yeah.
But I love that they're not like these are like the scary rape teenagers do crank white supremacist Nazi head busting bikers, because it's all the more satisfying when literal Satan and demons show up to kick their ass, It rules,
And I'm assuming this just kind of runs on 2 tracks, right? So it's like if you're 11 and you're reading this, it's like, oh, these guys are bullies. Like I know a kid at school who's a real jerk too, and he would come and push me down on the playground. And if you're reading this in the military, you're like, oh, those guys are gonna rip the shit out of her. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, they're bad dudes.
Yeah, they're awful people.
Yeah,
not that all bikers are awful people, but these guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it gives it just as silly as this comic is, the swastikas just give it a little bit of authenticity, a little bit of an edge,
At least the Iron Cross, but go full Nazi.
You don't need to have the swastikas, but if you're gonna use the swastikas, you can't roll them back.
No, you cannot. It's putting toothpaste back in a tube.
Yeah,
it doesn't go back in.
It was rolled back though. So
what is he like as he's chasing this poor woman through the desert that he's kidnapped? Does he go like, not today with the swastika?
Yeah, he did.
And that's a bit much.
No, he ripped that patch off. That was too much for that day.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know if I believe in this anymore. My heart's not in it.
I turn my head around.
Yeah. Next page. Big Daddy. He thinks it's just lightning, but then Daimon shows up like a fucking boss just in front of these bikers saying, "Who I am is no concern of yours. I only wish to question the girl." And Big Daddy's kind of not having any of this. He's like, "I've had enough of costumed crazies." And then, the bikers surround Son of Satan. I mean, he did appear out of nowhere, out of like fucking lightning. I mean, I guess they were just fighting with a guy with translucent skin and a flaming skull. So
that panel is dope where he's all Dracula'd out.
I was just going to say, suck it, Dracula. Cool. Is my only note.
Yeah. I mean, it is. It's so Dracula. And so they surround him. And I like one of the bikers like, "Hear that, boss? He's got a tattoo and he thinks he's gonna hurt us." And then Big Daddy's looking pretty evil in that final panel, and he's like, "Make him eat that creepy cape. Pulverize the crumb."
Swinging his chain.
Yep, he's swinging his chain. He's ready.
Can you imagine being like this is like, it reminds me of when I read Spawn as a little kid or something, where it's these things that can do what movies can't. Mm-hmm. Like they're so insane.
Yeah.
It's like the Son of Satan is in the desert fighting bikers, and he just emerged out of a cloud of fire and lightning, but he's the good guy. Like it's crazy. It's just, I love it so much.
That's what I love about comics, is that they're like dreams. Like they make perfect sense when you read them and you translate them into your thought process, whatever. But then when you're sitting here telling your friend, then this guy appears in a thing of lightning and these bikers are, it just sounds absurd, just like dreams do. They don't translate it to other mediums, even the spoken word. but we have been fighting against that for 2 years now.
That's right.
It's what we do here.
That's the good fight.
Did you guys notice that in the first panel? So that pillar of fire that comes down and separates Big Daddy Dawson and Rocky it burns Dawson's face. And in that first panel, his mustache is gone. It's so hot, but then it's back.
It's back though.
Two panels later. I just thought that was funny. But yeah, this is a great tense little exchange here. I loved it. So again, I'm loving this whole haughty whatever Doom Dracula thing. And he says cretins. And he says cretins because he'd be the guy that would go, Cretans are people from the island of Crete. Idiots are cretins. But he says, know you not that the son of Satan has the strength of 100 men? And he's doing this move where he's apparently stabbing a guy that's wearing a shirt that says Ruthless Riders on the back with his trident while doing a karate chop and hitting 2 guys at once.
Yeah.
He is so, my notes on this page were like, I know Brad has to love that this guy's actually an effective fighter, right? I mean, like,
he's a great fighter.
Some guy jumps up behind him. He's like, son of Satan, you must be smacked from the loony bin, bud. And he like puts a chokehold on him. He's like, but crazy or not, Crusher Crowder don't show no mercy to nobody. Once Big Daddy's put the finger on him, and he just grabs this dude from behind. This is how strong he is. Throws him over and slams him headfirst into the desert floor, probably breaking his neck. I would only think. He says, "Fool, you a little more than a fly to me." So, he has the strength of 100 men. Maybe not literally, but seemingly. So he says, stand aside. Let me talk to this girl because this is his route to get to his father. And he says, or must I further convince you of my obvious mental and physical superiority? And then Big Daddy Dawson pulls out a heater and cocks the hammer. He says, neither one, Curly, because no matter how strong you are or how many magic tricks you can pull, I got me a little equalizer here. It's called a heater. And you make another move, and I'll use it to blow your head into the next county. And this is where I thought, okay, this is definitely that actor I was telling you guys about, Jack Quaid. That was so many Clint Eastwood biker / cowboy, whatever. He was always an ugly ass heavy, and he would play him in this.
Yeah, he's about to find out.
Yeah, he is. But kind of sad we didn't get to see Crusher Crowder anymore with that name. I was kind of bummed that he left so soon.
That was a flex of a name for something that doesn't happen.
Yeah, Crusher Crowder.
You know who Steven Crowder is?
Doesn't ring a bell.
Okay, you're lucky. Do you know the meme of a guy sitting on campus that says there are 2 sexes, change my mind? And everybody changes the words to.
Oh, yeah.
That's Steven
He's
Crowder.
one of those manosphere.
Yep.
Reddit.
He's a complete piece of shit. He wears
MRA,
a Steve McQueen
racist.
bullet holster on his daily podcast, and he's armed wearing a gun in the studio.
He finds all the reasons in the world to dress up in costumes. He's such a friggin' nerd. Like all those dispossessed nerds, he wishes he was an apex predator, but he'd leak all out through his clothes if he was ever actually confronted with anything. It's amazing how that many flatworms can inhabit a human skin. You know?
So he was originally, like many of these people, a shitty comedian that didn't get any traction on the road. And so somebody came up to him and said, what if the right can't be funny? So what if we give you a bunch of money and you pretend you're a right-wing person now? And so they create this character and they live it on the daily, and it's fucking pathetic.
The whole model of politics was invented by Morton Downey Jr.
Whoa.
Like the entire Fox News, it kind of starts with Joe Pine, but you can draw a direct line between Fox News and the entertainer who's just pretending to be the seething Republican for entertainment, even though they're not that. The completely apolitical nightmare who just wants to be famous. It's like it starts with Morton because he turns it into a show. He makes it entertaining. And then Fox News takes Morton Downey Jr.'s whole thing and makes it into Fox News.
Yeah, makes it evil.
It was evil. Morton Downey's show was like, but it was like the whole thing of like, I tell it how it is, you know.
Yeah. There was a great documentary called Fox News Brainwash My Father. I think it's on like Amazon Prime. You can probably see it on YouTube, but it's fascinating. This woman's filmmaker's father going from being a extremely liberal, educated, sweet guy to this hardcore right-wing conservative over driving a truck over several years and listening to the radio.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, I mean the internet. A bunch of dads and grandpas went from telling their kids don't trust everything you read and not knowing how to turn on a computer to believing everything they fucking read on a computer. It's blowing my goddamn mind. But no, the Morton Downey Jr. thing's interesting because he was a Democrat, raised Democrat, even protested the club in Hancock Park for not allowing Jewish people or Indian people into some sort of a country club, right? And is a failed musician, failed entertainer because his famous dad. I mean, it's the Trump thing. He's got a famous dad, big time, big shot dad. And then he's just an apolitical figure who goes, if I do this, these people will like me. And then that just feeds until he becomes this nightmare character. But it's just weird because that whole model is Trump, is everything. It's all right there.
Yeah. Well, you know, Ben Shapiro is a failed screenwriter, right? That's his whole thing.
They're all Morton Downey Jr. I'm not joking. They are all Morton Downey Jr. That is. I've been thinking about this for like a decade. You know.
So weirdly, Daimon is still trying to reason with them, but he's realizing that won't work. So he says, "Enough of this idle bantering. Let the sacred scepter put an end to this." And then I actually really liked this narration. I'm going to read it. It says, in a space of time far too infinite to be measured by man, his wrist flicks forward and a gleaming target hurtles toward its startled target. And then, so he basically uses his trident. It knocks the gun out of Big Daddy's hand. And then Daimon says, all the heat of hell itself is mine to command, and I choose to command it now. And he just melts the gun with fucking hell lasers. And I think then finally these guys understand what they're dealing with. And they should be scared. They should be shitting themselves right now.
Yeah. I love that third panel when the trident's striking Big Daddy Dawson's wrist. Just the perspective and the angle there and the line work on the body is so cool. Yeah. Is his trident stem handle, what do you call it? It's really short.
In that second panel, it is.
Jarts?
Yeah. It
does look
it's
like inconsistently drawn.
Yeah. But it's also magical.
Yeah. Well, yes, it's made out of my favorite Marvel substance,
Netheranium.
Which is a hell metal, which rules.
Yep.
I mean, God bless it all. Like, how great. Also, good band name, you know.
Yeah. No shit.
But so one of the greatest missed opportunities of all time was when Jason Aaron was writing Wolverine, and he sends Wolverine to hell, which great idea, love it. And it's such a gimme. It's like Wolverine has adamantium claws because his bones were laced with adamantium, and it's like now lace the adamantium with netheranium in hell so he can start ripping apart demons. And you'd think Jason Aaron would do something like that.
That seems like an Aaron thing.
Yeah.
It does. I'm sure if he ever heard you say that, he would just be like, motherfucker, I did miss
He'd
that.
slap his forehead.
It does. And that guy doesn't miss a beat normally. He uses all of his ideas. But yeah, you're right. It was a total missed opportunity.
I was stoked there was more Kirby Crackle. I love seeing a melting handgun. And I feel like this page in particular was also like at once a big flex and also kind of a weird, like nebulous, like, so his powers are what?
Yeah.
So he has all the heat of hell at his disposal, which is kind of cool.
Yes, he does.
It's just like Ghost Rider. It's like they never figure it out. Sometimes he can get knocked over. Sometimes he can blow a hole in a fucking tank. Sometimes, you know. It's interesting that this is such an action comic, this issue, when he is set up as being an exorcist.
Yeah, good point. On the next page, we have a great panel at the top, which again, I'm just a sucker for when there's like, it's like a 3D layout with like three, cells of depth in it. So Big Daddy's on the ground holding his hand, and the rest of the biker gang's like, fuck it, dude. Big Daddy, sorry, but we can't hang with this guy. And so they split, and there's a strange scene where Daimon approaches Rocky and says, now at last we can talk, my dear. You are very beautiful. And his hand's just above her hair, just open palmed. He says, and I pity the fact I haven't time to linger with you and perhaps whisper words of love into your ear. And the next panel is a close up of his gross, Kirby knotted, knuckly hand, putting his on the crown of her blonde head, saying, your golden hair is most intriguing, so soft, so shimmering in the pale moonlight. Only rarely have I beheld such loveliness, but for now, a mere touch is all that time allows me. And then this is all pretense. He's being creepy and being intimate with her inappropriately, but then it's also just a pretense of violence. Because he grabs her by the hair and yanks her head back, says, then to business. I feel you have recently been in contact with my father. And she's like, speak, woman. I can sense his recent presence here. Where is he? Where is Satan? And she's crying. She's so scared, and having her fucking hair ripped out of her scalp hurts so much. She's like, I don't know.
Some people are into this, man. Right?
Okay, it fucking disturbed me, but I'm an old softy. She's like, I swear he wasn't here. Only that woman. She was an Indian. She called herself Witch Woman, and she disappeared with Johnny. And he's like, Witch Woman. That's one of the many forms he uses. So he's like, if he got the soul he wanted, I know right where he is. So
yeah,
that's the bat sound.
Yeah, the depictions of Rocky are all over the place on this page, but I like all of them, actually.
Yeah, they're all very different.
Yeah, they're all very different.
Very different.
Yeah.
But I like that he's a dick still.
Yep.
He definitely strayed over from anti-hero to full villain. I mean,
villain.
He's hurting an innocent person for information and kind of sexually terrorizing her because he wanted to.
Yeah, no, he gets full on creep in this one.
Yeah.
So I did love. So, okay, on the next page, all right, first the narration reads, with callous disregard for anything save his own personal quest, he leaves Rocky Simpson alone in a desert and makes his way to a secluded spot on a high plateau. And then we get a little editor's note that says to find out what happens to her, don't miss Ghost Rider 3.
Can I just mention that PAC members and Star Gods, our supporters on Patreon, are going to get a special bonus video of Jacob and I going through that with the art included, a little video clip going through that story, because it's definitely ties up the end of this her saga. And it was awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited to do that. That'll be a fun bonus episode. So yeah, next it says, soon he finds a huge smoldering cavern which seemingly leads to the very bowels of the earth, the gateway to hell. And I'm like, oh, okay, so he's going to go to hell. He literally walks to hell.
What is this concept?
What is this?
The idea that you can physically access hell, the infernal realm, through just the right cave is so weird to me.
This is canon to Marvel, by the way, though.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, Silver Surfer does it. Yeah,
that's true.
Marvel, there's several portals to hell on the earth in Marvel where you could just kind of walk into hell, No,
that's true. But I just, in the last couple issues, the last issue especially, the Satan and Witch Woman form, they just boop, just poof, portaled into hell. And so, yeah, I assumed that he would do that. And I know he has the power to do that. I don't know. He just wants to get his steps in or something. I don't know. It's weird, though.
But isn't it weird that this concept is
it's mythic.
It's mythic. I mean, it's Orpheus going after Eurydice in the underworld. But it's so weird that it exists in
America,
Watergate, America.
Yeah, but that's what makes it great. That's the legacy, the Jack Kirby legacy of taking the colloquial, mundane, and right in front of you and marrying it to mythic. Whether you're doing that or not, it's awesome. It's well, why would you? What's the difference between a fucking chariot and a car and a surfboard? They were just something that was around, right?
Yeah.
Fair
enough.
Yeah.
I like it.
So it's now it's the desert and you just drive your fucking Camaro to hell. Why not?
Yeah.
So yeah, he gets down to hell and he reaches Satan's throne room and just says, "Father, I am here." And then, yeah, we get our first taste of Satan this issue. So he says, Daimon, my so-called son, or should I say son of my flesh, but not of my spirit. Still, I bid you welcome. You are just in time to witness a most sacred ritual. Behold, Daimon, 2 lost souls are about to become my eternal servants. And yeah, he has Johnny Blaze and Linda Littletrees there. And they are about to become his, he says.
They're still inconsistently using her last name.
I know.
It has been Littletrees from the beginning.
But it's a little tree here.
Yeah, but it should be.
Right.
I love Severin's Marie's colors on this page.
Oh, yeah.
Particularly that 4th panel where in the foreground there's some just creepy looking ghoul, just lurching towards the viewer. Someone's tied to some natural stalactite, just screaming in pain with chains on them. God, and all the different colors. Gorgeous. I'm a fan. That's all.
I just want to point out that, again, you're getting your bang for your buck here if you're 11, because you start out with Son of Satan, and you fight a bunch of bikers, you get kinky with some lady, and then you walk straight into hell to save the day to go fucking throw down with the devil, like all in 22 pages.
Yeah, totally agree.
It's true. It's so great.
How many cents was this? 60 cents? 25 cents?
20 cents.
Yeah. It's just weird seeing Satan physically manifested like this. Like, he looks like he caught him on the crapper in that first panel, and then he's like in profile, and he just has like, little flames licking him like he's a fucking propane barbecue.
Yeah. And this is weird because eventually we get to this, like, because there's the Marvel Mephisto, who is Satan, but then there's Satan, but then there's like so many different devils, and they eventually marry it. I think.
Yeah, they do.
All together, yeah.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
But it when they did that, was this Satan considered like Lucifer, the king of hell, and Mephisto's one of his soldiers, or how does that all shake out?
I think Mephisto becomes the king of hell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
this guy is not okay.
Because I think that's their workaround of like not having actual God.
Yeah.
Is like all these characters, like hell is just a dimension.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like Asgard
like,
or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Because they play so fast and loose with all this stuff. Because again, Asgard
Wolverine
does exist, and like, I mean, so it's like this sort of weird delineation of powers, because like, why not just use Mephisto? He's around already, isn't he? Am I crazy? When does Mephisto become a?
I feel like it's around this time.
Because I know
sure
it's
about
Mephisto who goes up against Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
It's not Satan. It's,
right.
In the Silver Surfer title. Anyway, I'm just totally tangent here. Sorry.
Okay. So I love the art, particularly in this first panel here, where somehow Daimon Hellstrom feels de-aged and like kind of like teenage. Maybe it's just because he's in the presence of his father, and it's just kind of morphing to kind of like reflect their relationship. But he
looks like Mick Jagger,
He does.
Okay, I'll take that.
And in that image, he looks jaggery,
Like 12x5 era Jagger.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take that. That's my favorite era.
Yeah.
So he's saying, yet another sign of your mental deterioration, my father. Perhaps even the devil grows old, eh? And they're just facing off against each other in this, strange hellscape. He's like, mind your tongue, lad, lest I forget our unfortunate relationship and toss you to my ever-starving demons. So they have a tense relationship, let's say, like many parents and, children do. And oddly, this weird panel here I love in the middle where he says, the truth is painful to you, that you now seek male servants rather than beautiful women. And we see in the foreground like mud men, like hands on each other's shoulders, marching like Uruk-hai and like Lord of the Rings or something like that. He says, yes, age is creeping up on you to think now you seek raw power rather than fulfillment of your unquenchable lust. So he's alluding to the fact that back when he was a younger Satan, he just had that place full of women that he could screw, is how I read that.
That is absolutely what he's saying.
62-year-old man now who's a post-sexual being who now is a CEO who just wants to,
He loves his stories. He loves his crossword puzzles, his Will Shorts. So
I love the
enough.
idea of Satan as post-sexual old man.
So do I.
Just it's hilarious.
Just completely defanged viper. Yeah. Enough. I will not hear this blasphemy in the confines of my own domain. And so, Daemon says, yo, I got the sacred trident and made of netheranium, the one substance which can sap you of your powers. And Satan recoils, no, keep that thing away from me. So what manner of son have I sired? First to blaspheme, then to threaten his own father. And he's just spitting out flame, just, raging. He says, true, your trident renders me personally helpless against you, but it has no effect on my mindless minions. So he's zapping all of his weird zombie thriller Michael Jackson shit and saying, attack, and destroy him. So every demon in this netherworld is now turning and facing Daimon Hellstrom and lumbering towards him.
So, Brad, is this the first mention of netheranium?
Yeah,
I think it is.
It would have to be, right?
yeah, no, it is.
Yeah, what a cool, it's a cool page. I almost like Damon's speech better than a lot of the art. Like, it's so funny and weird, and it's such a great father-son dynamic.
Yeah.
Like in a weird, and that's the cool thing about this issue is that does come through in the writing. I really think Gary did a great job with that.
I really prefer Mephisto. This version of Satan is just too generic.
Yeah.
I like the weird, kinky, strange Mephisto design. He's such
I get that.
Yeah,
He is more dangerous seeming in a kind of
he's more iconic and he's more comic book. He's more Marvel Comics.
yeah.
This is
for
like
sure.
I don't know, fucking what should he look like? Human Torch with horns, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, which is-
meets Human Torch.
Yeah, which is basically the design. And you're right, the design for Mephisto is more elevated for sure.
And he's got a character.
Yes.
He's,
Right.
Definitely,
he's defined. I do love that first panel though, of them facing off against each other. I don't know why. Just he's holding the trident and his father's holding a scepter with a skull on it. I don't know. It's cute.
It is cute. So this next page, I kind of love this page, even though it's kind of weird and clunky in a lot of ways. But it consists of two horizontal panels, like showing the battle between Daemon and this horde of demons. And yeah, it's weird. I actually think Marie's colors save this in a lot of ways.
Totally.
I think without her dynamic kind of color range that she uses here, this would have looked a little weird and a lot more clunky than it does. I'm not saying it isn't a little bit clunky, because it kind of is. Am I wrong on that?
It is, but it's appealing and it's off balance. Like it's these two vertical columns, like you're saying, but one's skinnier, one's thicker. So it already feels like it's a weirdly balanced page. And then just the fact that they're so busy and it's just this massacre of demons. Like I find it appealing, but it is a mess.
Yeah, it works though. And I feel like Marie's colors is what makes it worse. The final bit of the narration on that second panel is, yes, though the battle seems lost before it has begun, he fights ever onward, for this is no ordinary warrior. Nay, he is after all the son of Satan. Just reminding you, it's getting all this kind of settled up, letting you know what's going on.
Well, how badass in the first panel, he's holding his trident high above his head as all these little demons are like scurrying up him, like whatever. But that second panel, he is so assured and so whatever that like the things are like holding onto his cape after it's saying like he's crushing bones with punches. Yeah. And then he's grabbing onto his cape and just ripping it away like, get your fucking filthy little claws off my cape. That's so badass.
It is pretty great.
Brad?
Yeah, it fucking rips. What are you talking about? It's like, I mean,
I cut you off a while ago, so I didn't know if I was like, if I need to circle back around. Sorry.
No, I love it. This is a everything a 10-year-old Brad would have loved.
Yep.
Or any 10-year-old really, unless you're some form of nerd.
Yes. Yeah, I'm a geek. I'm proud. But I'm not a nerd. I'll never be a nerd. I'll beat them up.
Yeah.
So I love that this drama is all playing out, like we said, in a mountain, that he found a cave in a mountain and just walked down and down and down until he found his dad. So we get to see that, Satan's saying, stop him, crush him. He must not be allowed to reach the bridge. dude, come on. So Damon's thinking as he's like holding his trident up to throw it into some more demons, like, oh, the bridge, of course. I should have remembered. That's the key. The natural formation supports the entire roof of hell itself. Should it be destroyed? So we see where this is going. So he starts fighting his way up to the bridge, and his father's going, "No, you must not fail me. Not when everything else is at stake. My son must die." And we see him in the bottom. The layout's pretty cool, though, because this is all diagonal slashes. So it's 4 panels, but not anything resembling a grid.
Nothing screams Deadline more than no grid.
Yeah.
But also, like, creating a way to defeat and achieve victory against the bad guy, immediately introducing the concept and how the concept will work, and using the concept
on one page,
all on one page to resolve the thing. Like, that is just classic.
Yeah, it's like Connect 4 at this point.
Yeah,
like, shit.
This is the 4th thing I've written this month, and this has to go out. This has to go out like wet.
Totally. I like that last panel as Damon's literally fighting up like a cliffside with these little things crawling up after him, just stabbing them, slashing them as he's getting to this natural bridge. And he says, "Never! I now stand at the bridge's brink, and I will not be denied victory." So yeah, it's getting pretty crazy, guys.
Yeah, and on the next page, so basically, Daimon is on the bridge. His demons on both sides of him. And he says, "Halt! Now it is I who will issue the commands, and it is my orders which will be obeyed." He says, "I'm sorely tempted to destroy this horrid place, and myself along with it. So make no further move toward me, lest I be tempted to make a hasty decision." So yeah, Satan is not happy about this. He says, "Okay, for the moment I am at your mercy, yet I am proud. You are truly my son. Still, mere pride does not slake my anger at what you have done. So tell me quickly what it is you want from me." So yeah, I mean, but he's proud. I did like that. I did like, he's like, "Okay, you got me." I'm actually pretty proud of that.
Robert Redford head nod.
Yeah, it was. And then Daimon says, "For now, merely the lives of your 2 hostages, that and safe passage back to the surface." And then, Satan says, "I knew it. You seek only to deprive me of that I seek most, but so be it. I have no choice." So he gets Rocky and Johnny and starts walking back up to the surface.
So Brad, I did not reread the original Marvel Spotlight stuff of Ghost Rider or whatever. Why does Satan want Johnny Blaze's soul so intensely, like more than anyone else's?
Same reason he wants Silver Surfer's, like, the soul's more pure, or it's just a game. It's just a game he enjoys, and bad writing. But you've got to check out the Spotlight Ghost Rider, because it's the best Plug you'll ever see in Marvel Comics by far, hands down. Like, what he brings to that is just, it rules.
Damn. Okay.
The title itself, like I've said, it has some high highs, like the Starlin issue and stuff, but it struggles its whole run. But there's some indelible quality to Ghost Rider, the Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider, that just, it's the reason why that's the character that outlasts all these other cats in its own title, and just keeps coming back.
Sweet. So they're climbing out of the caves as Damon's explaining, "Hey, we're safe now as long as I'm holding on the trident. He can't get us to this point." And he says, "Hold it I will until I gain the final ultimate revenge for what he did to my mother and sister," which I believe is the first reference to Satana.
Pretty much my favorite Marvel character.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's an asterisk that from Roy that says more on the mother next ish. And as for his sultry sister Satana, you can get a fleeting glimpse of her in our Giant-Sized Vampire Tales #2, now on sale.
Do you guys have the Essential Marvel Horror Collection that has all the Satana from the Marvel magazines?
I do.
They rule.
There's some of those that are that's in that Marvel Horror collection that I have. It's not the essential. It's a smaller one, but it has a lot of those stories in it.
Yeah.
I love that character. And in
awesome.
Boogeyman Pop with the butterflies, I ripped that off wholesale from
Sweet.
That's
from
awesome.
Satanic.
I really want to, at this point, as far as I kind of sketched out like a possible season of Satana, and it seems like half of it is appearances in those titles as comics, and half of it is text. So I want to figure out a way to do our audio dramas, maybe have a shorter season that is a little more production heavy or something. It's just, I want to plant that seed in Jacob's mind. Because the art of those fucking comics ones is amazing. I forgot who it is. It's a Filipino guy, I think.
It's Tony DeZuniga in a lot of it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's fucking gorgeous.
It's also Esteban Morodo.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, who designed her. And then it's also my favorite John Romita.
Fucking A, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So I want to do a short season that's more production heavy like that, but we need to find an actress to play Satana for audio. So I don't want to pay for it. No. Anyway, so we'll deal with that later. So they're walking out. Blaze is carrying Linda, and he's saying, "But if you are his son, why did you save us?" He's like, "Only to spite him. I assure you, there were no noble motives involved. I exist only to destroy him. And one day soon, I will." And then the ground starts shaking. He's like, "Well, that's the beginning of an earthquake," says Johnny Blaze. He's like, "Take cover. Evidently, he has decided to destroy me indirectly by means of a volcano." So we get this bottom row here where you see this giant kaiju spirit form of Satan smiling with his claws wrapped around this mountain as he goes, "Wahoo!" And lava explodes out. And he says, in this spirit psychic state, "Now, where are your threats? Your hollow echoes of victory. How ironic that you must die to learn that Satan is ever all powerful." And Daimon just says, "Hey, you guys, hug this cliff little mini boulder here as these giant flaming rocks are, careening down the mountainside." He says, "We'll be fine. Just hug the side of this thing here and we'll weather this out." Wow.
I love how this just got kicked up a huge notch. I know the kaiju Satan hugging. It's like he's hugging the lava out of the volcano. There you go.
I did a magmatic.
Oh, amazing!
Oh, you really go themed. I love it.
This is fully themed.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
so great.
Doesn't that remind you of like playing with your toys, like Satan summoning a volcano?
Yeah,
that's
totally.
right. That's a play set.
Yeah.
All right,
it just gives me fond memories of playing with my toys like 2-3 weeks ago.
I don't take them out of the box.
Yeah,
which is really weird because I play with them in the bathtub, so they're in their boxes floating around.
All right, well, we've reached the last page. Daimon does think of a way to escape. He summons the hell horses to spirit them away before the volcano erupts. But then this was one of my favorite parts. So he just leaves Johnny and Linda in the middle of the desert.
Yep.
Which is that's typical. It's a dick move.
Yep.
But I love how like Johnny's just like, oh, he's so excited to be saved, and then they leave him in the desert. And then Johnny's like, "I'm sorry I accused you of humanitarianism. Truly, your heart is as cold as that of your father." And yeah, Damon's flying away on his horses, and he's like, "Think what you must. It is of little consequence to me. You are still alive, and that much you owe me." And then he thinks, he's like, "Though I cannot tell them, I will return later as Daimon Hellstrom. Perhaps he was right about me, but there are so many questions to be answered. So many!"
I just love how he's just like, "Peace out, nerds."
Yes, right. And then we get our teaser box for the next issue, and it says, "And we'll answer a lot of them next ish with the birth of Satan's son. That means an origin, frantic one, so don't dare miss it." Linda looks dead.
Yeah, I love the way Johnny looks in that last panel there. I don't know
he
why.
Looks desiccated too. They've been in
looks
hell.
like he's drawn by Keith Giffen or something. Like it's cool looking. Yeah. Should I do a letter before we do some final thoughts, or where are we at?
I like hearing a letter before final thoughts.
Okay. Heads or tails, Brad?
Heads.
Okay. So that's the first one here. Dear Bullpen, fantastic, colossal, absolutely the best story ever written. This
Stanley wrote
describes
this.
This describes Marvel Spotlight number 12, introducing the Son of Satan, as if you didn't already know. After reading Spider-Man, Luke Cage, Werewolf by Night, Ghost Rider, and Tomb of Dracula, and enjoying each issue of them immensely, wow, you might be right. I can truthfully say that no other series before has so excited and thrilled me. I've liked all your monster-type hero characters, but not one of them can stand up to the newest one you turned out in Daimon Hellstrom / Son of Satan. I'm an ardent fan of The Exorcist. I've read it through 5 times. And I'm impatiently awaiting the movie, and I really had a great time reading Son of Satan. The whole thing that makes Daimon so dynamic and different a Marvel character is his double personality, where Jack Russell and Johnny Blaze are more heroes coping with their bad sides. Daimon Hellstrom, as Satan's son, actually likes his evil life. Yet he's ruthless and all for himself. The closest you've come to an equal so far is Dracula, and even he goes soft at times. But if future issues of Son of Satan are all like this one, and if Daimon keeps his present personality, you've got another winner. MMM and ROSOS. Make Mine Marvel and Satan, of course.
That's Stan Lee. There's no way that's not Roy or Stan Lee.
Carl Nicastro, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Brad.
There's alliteration. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. This is Stan Lee.
And the response is, alas, we've already begun making certain subtle alterations in Daimon's personality, Carl. Today, the groundwork for some other monumental changes that will occur in the strip next issue. I'm not sure what it says. But don't go away mad. We appreciate all of the good words you had for our first Son of Satan effort, and we promise that if you'll stick around for an ish or two, you'll be thoroughly delighted with what we have in mind for the future. All of which leads us to our next correspondent, blah, blah, blah. And this next guy just says it fucking blew.
Okay. Well, I'm glad we got the Stan Lee letter.
It did kind of sound like Stan Lee.
Oh, it's pure marketing. It's pure kayfabe. It's pure marketing.
Yeah.
You know? I love all the titles, especially this new. Yeah, come on. Who calls them monster characters? You know, like, does that sound like a teenager wrote that? Or does that sound like Stan Lee wrote that pretending to be a reader, or Roy Thomas? Because it also
would he have the plums to do that though? That's crazy.
Who?
Stan. Would he have the balls to?
Would he have the balls to self-market Marvel titles? Are you kidding? In the
I am fucking Marvel? With you. Yes.
Yeah, okay. There, I was for a second there. I'm like, Matt, you got me.
So
all
awesome.
Right. All right then. Since that was probably Stan. Can I read the negative one?
Sure.
Dear Herb and Gary, Marvel Spotlight on Son of Satan was only a fair comic. Mr. Trimpe, although a good artist, isn't right for this type of comic. Tom Sutton or Mike Ploog would be better suited to Son of Satan. I found a few major flaws in the plot, such as the location of hell. I just can't believe that hell is within walking distance of the surface of the earth. I don't think hell should be located.
That's the ridiculous part.
yeah. I don't think hell should be located anywhere on Earth. Another thing that has bugged me since Spotlight number 6 is the apparent weakness of Satan. It would seem that if Roxanne Simpson is the only thing standing between Ghost Rider and Satan, Satan should easily be able to arrange some manner of eliminating her, either by his own power or through a servant. Similarly, Son of Satan should be able to cancel his pop's powers altogether. The trident should only have the effect of an equalizer. Make some changes in these areas, and Son of Satan may be another great Marvel feature. James Drew, Teaneck, New Jersey.
Dear Mr. Drew, please, next time you feel like writing a letter, put it in a bottle, go to the ocean, and drown yourself.
Shove the bottle up your ass and drown yourself.
just drown yourself. Yeah.
So we do final thoughts now, Brad.
You're our guest, Brad. You got to go first.
Yep.
Well, I think it rips. It's really fun. I really think this title, I think Son of Satan, the character teased in Marvel Spotlight, takes a wild turn in this one, which is very, very like fisticuffs action comic kind of thing. And then I think when Son of Satan becomes Son of Satan a few issues into what Gerber's doing, because Gerber is like the proto proto Grant Morrison, right? Like it's
For
like
sure.
him and Starlin and Don McGregor. Like they are the true hippie counterculture subversives, Englehart, all those cats, right? And I think it's not Gerber's best title, but it's an underrated Gerber run, and he gets really wild and out there and new agey with it and occult. It's really fun. It's really fun, and this is a nice little bridge. It's just doing what it needs to do. Fun. It's just fun. It's a psychedelic little action comic. Lots of bombast where the villain is the main character.
Yeah.
Dug it. Not one of the not. I'd say this is not the series low, but it's one of them, and that's saying something because I like this issue.
Damn.
That's great. I mean, I've been hearing from a lot of people that it's yet to get good. Like we were talking about Gene Colan coming on and Gerber and blah, blah. Like I've been having a blast so far. So it's fucking weird as shit, but so am I. So
yeah.
Jacob, what'd you think?
Well, yeah, like Brad said, it's so much fun. It's so goofy and weird and psychedelic. I'm excited looking ahead. I'm excited we're going to get Mooney back.
Me too.
Because that last issue that we talked about, Ghost Rider 2, I just fucking loved the art.
Me too.
In that issue. And I kind of missed it with this. I kind of wish that we had those two old war horses doing the art for this issue. Because I think they would have looked at this script and just been like, what the fuck is this?
Oh, yeah.
But they would have made it fun, Like they would have made it really cool. But no, Trimpe... Thank God Chiaramonte is inking him. I think that really helped. I think it really helped with the feel of this issue. We got Marie Severin, who's also elevating everything.
Yeah.
So it was, I can get why Brad, you and other people would say like this is one of the lower points of the series, but it's still so fun. It's definitely hasn't congealed yet. I can definitely tell that. But yeah, it was a blast. So I loved it.
Yeah, I'm with you, Jacob. It's a bit of a mess, like what Brad was saying at the beginning. Like, we established this debonair guy who's mysterious and cool. Like he should be like Robert Urich or something like that. And then when you actually see him in full light, he's the bath salts, coked out weirdo. So this was a complete 180, whiplash inducing 180, and I liked it. The art was spotty and bizarre, and the sketchy way of establishing the anti-hero or whatever the main character's protagonist, whatever antagonist, power set and stuff is just such a sloppy mess that it just felt fun. Like it was just careening around like on a amusement park ride. And knowing that Gerber's going to come in and it in a few issues kind of stabilize this character a bit and give him something, right? And that, like you said, Mooney and Cohen are coming, made me enjoy it even more because it's just like, it's the warts and all. This is his like junior high years where it's just like, oh God, I don't want to see a video of me. I was all gangly and had acne, and it kind of makes it fun. So I kind of dug it.
I'd like to point out that I'm wearing a devil tarot necklace.
Oh,
little silver there.
Werewolf on Wheels.
Yeah, Tarot, you mean, from Werewolf on Wheels.
Tarot, yes. Tarot, like John Lennon. Tarot.
Even though, Brad, I got to tell you, I got the soundtrack to Werewolves on Wheels on vinyl, and it's kick-ass.
Yeah.
It's so good. I was listening to it today. I love it.
A lot of the soundtracks, and not the soundtracks, but the actual scores and some of the pieces of music used in a lot of those like AIP biker movies.
Yeah.
Fucking rip.
Oh, God, yeah.
Rip. You said you were watching Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Yep.
Okay, so when Rick Dalton is walking down and he's about to go crush it as an actor when he's got his mojo back after the trailer, that's from one of those movies.
Oh, that's cool.
That cowboy reverby guitar that they're playing, you know? That's from one of those movies. I can't remember which one. But yeah, all those are groovy as hell, you know.
Yeah,
even if the movies are spotty, I love the biker movies.
Yeah,
Yeah, all that shit. I mean, like biker movies, spaghetti westerns, Jawlos. Like the soundtracks typically are better than the actual film.
Mm-hmm.
So we would love to hear what you guys think. We have a voicemail. It is 971-220-5865. That's 971-220-JUNK. And here's a mail from a friend of ours.
Hey, it's me, Michael Giacchino. I'm just calling to say congratulations on the new season. It's really awesome so far. So I just finished the first one and about to start the second one. And loved it. I noticed also you put some music on the voicemail, so that's really cool. I applaud the effort. That's fantastic. Also want to just say I absolutely love the new theme for the show this season. It's great. It's very haunting. It's very Portland. Am I going to get in trouble for saying that? No, I don't think so. Anyway, I loved it. It's great. And I don't know. I want to come on the show and goof around. I know I'm probably just more of a hindrance when I'm on than I am a help, but it is always fun just to hang out with you guys. So just calling to say really fun first episode. Looking forward to the rest. Enjoy. Bye-bye.
All right. Well, thanks, Michael, for calling in.
May I comment?
Yes, please.
All right, Mr. Giacchino. Unfucking believable, and your false modesty is I see right through that shit. Like once again, I haven't been on this show in forever, and once again upstaged by you, Giacchino. I swear, I'm gonna pump my fist at the moon and just yell, Giacchino! Unbelievable.
It's awesome. No, I gotta say, I'm glad you liked the theme, Michael. That feels good. Matt and I really liked it, and we had a fun time collaborating on it. So yeah,
that's a hell of a compliment. I don't know if you know this, but that dude makes music.
I hear he does. I hear he's okay at it. So yeah, I'll take that as a good compliment. That's pretty cool. Very cool.
Very cool. Yeah, thanks. And Brad, by the way, when there's gaps between your visits, we would love to hear from you. If you just want to call in and just give a Brad take on something, that's always something we'd love to hear. So
don't try to assuage me now.
Oh, fuck, man. God. Okay, never mind. Fuck off. Don't call.
Yeah. Oof.
So we have this thing we do. It's called the bonus show, and it's for our patrons, and we love to do it. It's a weekly show that this season we're covering a Satanic movie from the 70s to kind of fit in with this whole Son of Satan theme. And we talk about other stuff, and we're doing bonus things like we mentioned in this episode that we're doing Ghost Rider 3 in kind of a speed dating style review, panel by panel, Jacob to Matt. If you want to go to Patreon and support us, that's patreon.com/Bronze Age Monsters, and you can get that level. You get a weekly show. On this weekly show, we're talking about the Satan movie that we watched for this episode, which is Satan's Cheerleaders from 1977, right?
That's right.
By Graydon Clark. It's ostensibly a sex comedy that, come to find out, was actually just a shitty satanic movie that they put some sex stuff in to try and spice up and get people to actually want to see it. So, yeah, it's something. It's got John Carradine.
What is this all winding down? Because
yeah,
I have my casting show I got to do.
Oh shit! Yeah, please do that. God damn.
Oh yeah. Okay, I've been waiting.
We can't do credits before that. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. You're gonna have to chop this in, put it up front, and double it at the echo. And I'm kidding.
Got it.
Okay, so what I've got here is I always nag you guys about doing a casting thing.
Yeah.
Right. But I've got something a little different this time. This is a Son of Satan movie alternate history in 3 different decades. And what this is it's casting, but it's not just dream casting going like, this is exactly what I'd make and I can grab from any time or whatever. No. This is how would a Son of Satan movie feasibly happen if it happened, right? It has to make some sort of sense to the economics of what was going on, to who could be in it.
It's
and
not
why.
God powers. This is realistic.
Well, I mean,
to an extent.
It's realistic. I mean, I am God in this situation, but you know, I just like to
You're
set
God
rules
in
for
every
myself.
situation, my friend.
Okay, so 70s is where we're going to start. So in the 70s, BBS Productions, coming off of 5 Easy Pieces, Easy Rider, you know, King of Marvin Gardens, you know, it's Bob Rafelson, it's Steve Blauner, and it's Bert Schneider, the rich kid, right? They're having a slew of successes, and their dude, Jack Nicholson, is a huge fucking star, right? And they even finance his directorial debut, Drive, he said, which is a good movie, actually.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Decent. Now, in 73, in December, a little movie called The Exorcist comes out. It is huge. The amount of tickets The Exorcist sells is astronomical. It's like as big as Endgame people think it is. If you compare it to tickets sold, not even fucking close to The Exorcist, right? And domestic, you know? Like adjusted for inflation in the 70s, like The Exorcist is making billions just domestically. It's crazy how successful The Exorcist is. So you're sitting there's BBS is sitting back going, well, we've got some cash flow. We've had some hits. How do we get a hit like that? Why don't we've got the stars. We've got the clout. Why don't we try to really go head to head with a studio on a studio sort of, the term that doesn't exist yet, but blockbuster, right? So they're kicking around the idea. Rafelson is kicking around the idea. And he remembers from hanging out with Kessie, this character, Doctor Strange. Like, what if we do our own Exorcist movie? You know, and this is through a haze of fucking bong smoke, right? And they're going, well, we should do an Exorcist movie, but we'll make ours like, instead of butt-clenchingly Catholic, ours will be like cool and counterculture and anti-authority, right? And so they start kicking around an idea. Rafelson, he decides, I might direct it. They go to Bert Schneider. Bert Schneider's like, I don't know, guys. If Jack wants to do it and he wants to star in it, I'll greenlight it. Jack Nicholson's like, fuck you, I'm Jack Nicholson. No, I'm not doing that. But he helped Rafelson write Head, and he co-wrote the trips. He's really interested in possibly directing it, but he wants to kick around ideas on the script. So they get this thing together, and obviously these guys can't figure out anything. So they bring in Robert Towne, a buddy of theirs, to really bring the script together. And what they end up with, they realize, we got to talk to Marvel. They call up Marvel, and Marvel's like, well, we've got another character who's actually more like an exorcist. It's called Son of Satan. Rafelson walks into a comic shop, picks it up, is like, oh, this garbage is perfect. You know, they age up the character. They make him more of like a swinging bachelor type, right? Because he's like 20 something in the actual comic. Then they're like, well, we don't. What do we want? Jan Michael fucking Vincent in this? Get out of here. You know, and they need a star. Rafelson decides he can't direct because he doesn't want to deal with special effects. Nicholson, same thing. So there are all these producers, all these egos going around. They go, well, now we need a star, and Jack's not going to do it. What about Donald Sutherland? They go to Donald Sutherland. Sutherland's like, get the fuck out of here. I am not doing this movie. You know, what is this called? Son of Satan? They're like, no, it's going to be really cool, man. They go to Roman Polanski. They go to Peter Yates. They keep getting turned down. Then they go to John Borman, who just has a hit with Deliverance. And John Borman, he's got the psychedelic counterculture, what do you call it? Credentials.
Bona fides?
Yeah. And he's also just had a huge hit. And they think this is a long shot. He probably isn't going to want to do it. And he probably doesn't want all of our names all over it. But they don't know about John Borman is. He's a giant fucking nerd. John Boorman is about to go make Zardoz. And John Boorman ends up making The Exorcist 2. But in this version of history, he doesn't make Zardoz because as he's prepping that, this comes across his desk and holy shit, it's it's his full package. It's BBS, and they've got all the clout, so nobody's going to think this. It's not Corman. It's not like some schlocky thing, and he gets to do his nerd thing. And he has an idea for casting. Not a big star, but has recently made a splash. Malcolm McDowell. Malcolm McDowell takes the role. Malcolm McDowell is Daimon Hellstrom in John Borman's Son of Satan, which they changed to Hellstrom. And they give Sean Connery the Brando deal to play Satan.
Holy shit.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my God.
Then, which would make sense because he makes Zardoz with Connery, right?
Yeah.
So he has the connection. And then Borman wheedles Jane Fonda into playing Satana. So by 1976, because this took forever, all these stone motherfuckers, you have John Borman's production of Hellstrom, produced by BBS, distributed by Paramount. Boom.
Man,
that's the 70s.
Fuck me.
I
The
want to
other
live in
two
that
decades,
world.
the other 2 decades will go a lot quicker. So this is how a Son of Satan movie happens in the 80s. It's Superman's a giant hit, but that doesn't really lead to a lot of other comic book movies. However, there are a lot of, at this time, if you look at what starts to happen in the 80s, there are a lot of programmers, Canon Films, all these kind of like European financiers, Vestron and stuff, who are making things that feel like they're influenced by comics, if not directly influenced by comics and toys. I mean, the Masters of the Universe movie is a pseudo adaptation of the New Gods, right? So the 80s alternate history is, what's his name? Something Wyden. I can't remember his full name. The guy who writes as a student and a giant nerd who writes Highlander on spec. Instead of writing Highlander on spec, he writes Son of Satan on spec. And that gets all the way up to Russell McKay, who just came off of Razorback, and he's a hot new flashy director with a flashy style, proto Tony Scott, sort of like music video, put the lights wherever I want it, wet down the streets kind of guy, right? So instead of doing Highlander, he makes Hellstrom. Still, they're not calling it Son of Satan. So the 80s version is Hellstrom, and he casts an actor who's popping on the international market with this movie called Subway, who would have been the star of Highlander. Help me out here. Who was in Highlander?
Lambert.
Yeah,
Christopher Lambert. Christopher Lambert is the Son of Satan in Hellstrom. And David
I can dig
Bowie,
that.
directed by Russell Mulcahy. So instead of making Highlanders, big sort of genre goofy movie, is this, and David Bowie plays Satan.
Holy shit.
Oh, man. Okay, I would love to see that.
And
I need to
Sean
change my
Young,
pants right now.
and Sean Young is cast as Satana.
Oh,
Now-
fucking get out of here.
Come on.
Get out. You're done.
So now we're going to go into the 90s.
There's a
and this is
third
the-
iteration of this?
Yes. I'm
Okay.
sorry. I think this is fun. I think the listeners will love this.
No, I love it too. I didn't refill my bowls.
Yeah.
Okay. So the 90s version of how this could potentially happen. Seven's a huge hit for New Line, right? Big fucking hit. Dirty, grimy genre movie. Their next big hit is Blade. A surprise hit for them. So Bob Shea's going, these genre movies, these slightly elevated genre movies are killing it. And we just got this hit with this comic book movie that people don't know is a comic book adaptation. We can't afford Captain America. And Marvel's long sold all those rights off to different places. So New Line starts sniffing around. Who's like Blade, where the audience doesn't need to know, right? Who that it's connected to a comic. It could just be a genre movie based on something, to which they find laying around amongst the ghostwriters and think, Son of Satan. Okay. Bob Shea's like, this is great. We can do it's Stigmata meets Seven meets Blade, how the producer thinking. Now they need a director. Now, what people don't know is the first Blade, before it was offered to Stephen Norrington, was offered to a very specific director. We'll get to him in a second. They go to Norrington and go, hey, Norrington, you just batted 1,000 for us on this Blade movie. Do you want to do the Son of Satan? He's like, no, I'm making my dream project, his little art film that he makes. sort of like his music video Fellini thing. I believe it's called 15 Minutes. God, I can't remember what it's called. A decent, interesting movie. So he's like, nah, I'm not doing that. Then they go, well, what about that guy we offered Blade to who turned us down? Let's see if we can get him again. They go to Guillermo del Toro, who is a huge comic book fan. And though he turned down Blade, he would eventually make Blade 2.
Yep.
So he's like, okay, Blade turned out well. Bob Shea is offering me money and this and all that. Okay. He attaches himself. He wants to do the project. Now, who's going to star in it? They go out to Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt's like, eat a dick. They go out to Matt Damon. Matt Damon's like, I don't need to do this. I have no interest in stuff like this. Even though Guillermo has some credentials as a serious director due to Kronos, they can't get a name guy. But there's this young man popping right now, circa the late 90s, who is interested. So they meet. Guillermo meets with this young actor before their big movies all hit 1, 2, 3. And they hit it off. He's a perfect match for the character. And so signed to play Son of Satan in 1999, which, though the movie doesn't come out till 2002, is Jude Law.
Oh,
all right.
I'd take that.
And off of that, coming off of his Oscar play, and now it's time, once you make the big Oscar play, you could do fun little genre stuff, to play Satan to get Christopher Plummer.
Oh,
who
fuck
is,
yeah.
as
God damn.
for Guillermo del Toro's first time. He would be the first one. He's the only one to actually do this. Call it Son of Satan.
Yep. God.
Yeah, he would definitely do that.
He
so accurate.
fights the studio to not call it Hellstrom, you know? And that is my... Oh, and I never thought of a Satana for the 90s. I just never... You know, I was like, just make it Selma Hayek because I love her. You know? You know?
Yeah,
but,
I mean, what's wrong with that?
Should be everything.
I don't understand.
And she's actually a good actor. Now, as an addendum, I'm going to do my dream casting for this moment right now if I were to make this movie right now.
The issue we talked about.
Or no, just Son of Satan movie.
But
Oh,
if I were to make a
today?
Son of Satan movie right now and it's me.
Oh, okay.
So this is my last one. This is not any alternate history thing, and we're putting that to bed. You're welcome, fans. I'm
Seth
sure you
Rogen.
loved it.
Seth Rogen.
Yeah. No. I'm going with Austin Butler.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
And I'm not having Satan. I want fucking Mephisto. And I have always thought Antonio Banderas should play Mephisto. And so it's
that.
Austin Butler, it's Antonio Banderas. And again, I haven't thought of anybody for Satana, but I think that's good enough.
And this is you directing, right?
This is me direct. Yeah.
Damn right. Oh, no, that's great.
Jenny Ortega? Satana?
Who is that?
The girl that plays, is that her name?
I think so. Jenna Ortega. She's
Jenna?
she's in the
Oh, is that Wednesday?
She's
Scream
Wednesday
movies
now?
and Wednesday and
I love her. I like her vibe.
She is. I when I think Satana, I just feel like they've got to be a little bit older.
True.
no, I'm with you on that.
Older than
Like,
Austin Butler?
Austin Butler is 30 years old.
Is he?
Right?
Yeah.
I know he doesn't look it, but he
No.
is. Yeah.
Oh, he's a stud. I mean, I remember watching Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and I've made 3 movies where the people in the movies hadn't really done anything before,
Mhm.
right? That's not an insult to him. It's just true. I've made movies with the young people or people with inexperience, right? And in all 3 of those movies, I think I have a pretty good eye for picking out who should be the lead, right? So I always feel like I know who's going to be a superstar. And I remember watching Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That's a near 3-hour movie, right? In which they cut several scenes with DiCaprio talking to Steve McQueen. But you know what scene they didn't cut? Austin Butler riding a horse for no reason. You know why they didn't? You know why they didn't
Because
cut
he's got
that?
star power?
Because he's a fucking movie star.
Yeah.
You know, like
God,
you
he
just
looks
know
good.
it as soon as he's doing it. It's like you could cut that. You could, if there's anything to cut in that movie, it's him just riding a horse. It doesn't even pay off.
Yeah.
He gets to the car's gone. But they keep it because that guy's a fucking movie star. You know.
Yeah.
And I remember looking at my friend after I walked out. I was like, that guy's a fucking movie star. And then he fucking kills it in Elvis.
Yep.
But anyway,
Brad, that
that's
was
my
so
casting corner.
that was
great,
so
man.
awesome. I love the alternate history part.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
this
do
is this
too.
is a great idea.
Yes, I worked. I worked pretty hard on it.
I want some Red Apple cigarettes now.
And
yeah,
then,
we need to smoke red apples.
Yes, and next time I'm on the show, because of the arc, there will be a tarot reading. Will be the special thing I do.
Nice.
Because
right.
it's in theme with the 3-issue arc.
Okay.
Oh, it's perfect.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love it. You're upping your game this season. I totally love it.
Yeah.
I got to compete with Michael fucking Giacchino.
No, you don't.
Oh, I love it.
That's adorable. So we have a Patreon account for folks who want to support us, and we have several levels of support, and many of them get their own access to the bonus show, which is a weekly show we produce just for those folks who are behind us. Right, Jacob?
That's right. It's people like Ryan from Across the Bifrost,
Tim Tucker,
Brian from Marvel by the Month,
Blake, last name withheld,
Caleb,
David Goodwin,
Ben M,
Michelle from Moonlight Comics,
Letty,
Jeff Fitzpatrick,
Russ from Tomes of Evil,
Brad Elmore, our guest tonight,
Tony Iupi,
Jason Feinstone,
Jared C,
Brink,
Bill from Long Island,
David D,
MJ.
and a new member, Jesse McFerrin.
Welcome, Jesse.
We also have a level that is above the pack member, which is the Barbarian Deity level. The above and beyond folks, they pitch in $10 or more a month. And those are people like Michael Giacchino,
Josh Link,
Jackson T. Overstreet,
Mark Nivens,
and Eric Hadley. Thank you so much for your support. You folks make the show amazing. So, Brad, thank you so much for joining us. I can't wait to have you back to talk more about Son of Satan.
It was a pleasure, guys. I'll be back soon.
Nailed it.
Love ya.
Love ya.
All right. Bye.
So yeah, everyone who is a subscriber on our Patreon, gets access to the bonus show and a lot of other bonus material that we do every week, and that Matt lovingly edits. But for everybody else, you can catch us next episode. We are going to be talking about Marvel Spotlight number 13.
And we will have a sign off by then.
We will. I think we found inspiration from our bonus show movie that we watched this week, Satan's Cheerleaders. We were watching it on the Discord, and yeah, that's a good thing to put in here. If you'd like to join our Discord, Matt puts links in most of our posts because they only last a week. Our Discord is the best. It keeps growing. If any of our bonus movies are available on YouTube to watch as a watch along on Discord, we do it. We get more people every time. It is the most fun. I get
It's
really
so
disappointed when we're not able to watch them on YouTube. I kind of hate watching them alone now.
I know. I'm loving having a crowd with us to watch these satanic 70s movies. It's a blast. And speaking of, Brad Elmore just joined us, which is awesome because Brad's a fucking titan of awesomeness. So he's on there giving his thoughts about music, movies, comics, everything else. So join us. It's a great message board.
Yeah, it's so much fun. All right, so that's it. Like I say, we will have a satanic sign-off next week. We promise.
Till the devil licks your balls in the hazy golden sunlight of... I don't know. I cut all this out. I don't know what to say.
It's hard, God.